homeless with money. I'm not shitting on anyone that's living in their cars, just so you know. I've done it. I'm just saying that is the new trend for young people. People are literally would rather buy vans or buy camping gear and sleep in their car over contributing to this piece of shit evil system. Rent is so expensive and the system has failed us so badly here in America that people will decide, you know what, I have a job, but rent's too expensive, so I'm just gonna do a makeshift living area in my car. We got people buying vans. Home ownership is over in the United States. People can't afford homes. People can't afford rent. So what are they doing? They're living in their cars. And I can tell you, at 17, 18 years old, I did it for a very brief moment in my life, and it sucks. People have been pushed to a limit. They're so broken, so beaten down, abused, and neglected by the system and the people that we've elected and the people that are in power and the elites. These people are evil pieces of shit, and they don't care. We literally have turned into the Hunger Games where people are living in squalor. They're living in their cars, they're living in trailers, or they're just flat out the type of homeless that has a tent sleeping on the streets. That is how jacked up this system is and why people are so exhausted with life here in the United States. If I didn't have a place to live, I'd be doing that. I'd be sleeping in my car. And you know what? At this point in my life, doing stuff on the road and not having an actual shelter seems scary, but somewhat freeing at the same time.
Alrighty guys, welcome into my little tiny home on wheels. Starting with the bed, it's a 2-inch memory foam mattress topper with, I do have some carpeting underneath and a yoga mat. I have 2 pillows over there. My cooler's right here to the side. I have an extra thermal bag for my Uber Eats deliveries back here. I keep my ring light here for when I do TikTok lives. I have a little battery powered lantern from the $1.25 tree. You can see over here, I have another one of my fans. They are rechargeable. They last about 3 or 4 hours on a charge, and I do have 2 of them. Coming around here to the side, this is where I keep most of my belongings are underneath this blanket, my clothing, knickknacks, necessities, things like that. That's where I keep everything. There's my daily journal. I always like to have a quote every day. This is today's quote. There's my little buddy on the road, Stitch. And then over here in the front, I keep another delivery bag for my Uber Eats deliveries. I have a dry cooler there for my dry goods, non-perishable things like that. Up here, I have a cup holder for customers' drinks for my deliveries. I have my books. I have a trash can. I keep like my wipes. I have some Miss Myers room spray, which is amazing. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the tour. If you'd like a more depth tour, please visit my channel and watch my videos. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.
So I just saw a video about all these young people living in their cars because they cannot afford rent. Oh, that breaks my heart. Where are their parents, though? Like, I would never let my son do that. Like, he has a home as long as he needs one. Why are parents doing that to their kids? I'm confused. Like, because, like, I don't know. Like, I can't understand it because the only thing that comes to my mind is they're trying to teach their kids responsibility, but it's not their fault. It's not their fault that the economy is like this. I want something better for our kids. This is awful. This really sucks, you guys. We need a different world to give to our kids. This sucks. That broke my heart.
We're kicked out on Tuesday. So when it was happening, like, people were just throwing their things out the window.
The city of Aurora said it shut down the complex because living conditions are unfit for human habitation and code violations dating back to 2 years. While the management company claimed they could not do any maintenance or repairs because the complex was overrun by a Venezuelan gang.
There's nowhere for them to go. So they park in front of the house and they sleep when they can.
Max says it causes her street to be lined up with cars, sometimes blocking her own driveway. She captured this photo of a tent and people camped outside near her street. Aside from that, she's also noticed an uptick in crime, like break-ins.
They've taken tools, they've taken the batteries. I'm not sure that they have necessarily monetary value. I lost my husband, and now I'm losing his things.
Aurora police telling Fox 31, since the abatement, they have had 2 calls to the 1600 block of Nome Street, both labeled as suspicious occurrences and relate to being on someone's property and ringing a doorbell.
I live in my car because the cost of living in America is just too high. So I get questions like this, like what am I going to do if my car busts? Which I feel like is a weird way of phrasing that. But if my car does break down, I'll just get it fixed, and if it's a repair that costs more than $1,000, then I am just going to get rid of the car and then move to Europe and start a new life there. It's pretty simple. I have nothing tying me down to America. I also bought a block of cheese. This is medium cheddar. I've never had it before. But yeah, I have no anything tying me here to America. No friends, no family. So I could just like start over anywhere. And I just want to explore the world and just live life every day. How do I open a block of cheese? This is... Okay, but cheers, everybody. We're going to make a grilled cheese later. But instead of using bread, because I don't have bread, I have tortillas. So, yeah, I think I'm going to make that for dinner since we have cheese now. This is really fire. What other questions do you guys have? But again, this is your sign. I know some of you guys are young and don't have kids. Live life. Be happy instead.
Before I moved into my van full time, I was living paycheck to paycheck down to the penny, and now I'm a thousandaire. And I'm committed to living this lifestyle, I swear to God, until the economy improves. But in my opinion, you need 10 things to have a very comfortable life living in a vehicle. I sleep really well at night because I'm not worried about the rent. So here they are. A place to store your stuff. I got a storage unit. A comfy bed. A water source. I have a 5-gallon water tank with a pump. I highly recommend a pump. A small cooler. Blackout insulated window covers. I made my own. The most minimal amount of clothes, like maybe a week's worth. Minimal shoes, jackets, toiletries. You got to get a Planet Fitness membership for showers. A self-defense mechanism of your choice. I have everything that they sell. A battery pack to charge your phone. I have the cheapest one from Amazon. It's also a light. Love it. It would last like 2 weeks. The app iOverlander and the subreddit Urban Car Living to find out like life hacks and everywhere you could possibly stay in America. There's tons of websites and apps, and those two have everything that the others have combined. So that's the only things that you really, really need. If I was going to add on 3 more things, it would be Panera Sip Club, a heater. I don't use one, and I sleep in freezing cold weather with a 0-degree bag, and internet. But I canceled my Starlink because I just can't.